This is Real Retirees Uncut. No filters, no scripts, just conversations about what retirement really looks like. So let's meet another real retiree. Give me your name, age, and where you're from.
My name is Mary Jordan. I am 67, but I will be 68 on the 12th of October. I am from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay, Mary, when did you retire and from what career?
Well, I actually retired twice. My first career was 20 years in the military, and that was in January of 1998. I went on to work for the federal government, and I retired in August of 2023.
Okay, so let's talk about that second retirement specifically. When you were working for the federal government, what drove your decision to retire at that particular time?
I had already had a plan that I was only going to do 20 years in federal government. And that was only because I decided I did 20 for the military and I was going to do 20 for civilian. But I actually did not reach my 20-year goal. I retired in 19 years. And what drove me to retire in 19 years was you come across all different kinds of supervisors. So that particular supervisor, one day we had a disagreement and I decided today's the day to go home. So I packed up and I walked out of the office.
Okay. Now, leading up to that retirement, what was your approach to savings? What did you invest in to make sure that you were properly prepared for that transition?
So I came from meager beginnings and we grew up in the projects in Greensboro. We did not know about investing. But the thing that I learned in the military was to surround yourself with people that knew about finances. So I decided to invest, have someone invest for me actually. I did my TSP, which is a thrifty savings plan in the military. And then I actually did Charles Schwab as well as Victory Capital as well as USAA. And they all invested for me because I was not familiar with investing on my own. So I actually needed some assistance with that. And I decided I want to make sure when I retired, I would be financially secure.
Now, you mentioned the TSP. Did you take advantage of that as a federal government
I
employee as well?
absolutely did. Yes, I
Okay.
did. And that helped me because once I retired, I actually transferred that over to an annuity.
Hmm.
So that was very helpful. And I also made sure that when I retired, I was debt free. I know people say debt free. What does that mean? For us, that meant no car notes, no house note, no credit. Everything was paid for. So that was one of our goals once we retired.
Okay. Good. Now that you're in retirement, what are you using as your primary sources of income to sustain yourself from month to month, year to year?
It's amazing. A lot of people don't realize it, but the military can afford you financial security. And my husband and I are both retired. So the combination of him being retired and me being retired, as well as federally retired, we average about probably 8 checks a month. That's not including in
Wow.
investment.
Hmm.
So we average about 8 checks a month that are constantly coming in.
Hmm.
So and that's what we live off of.
So it sounds like you haven't had to tap into your savings yet at this point.
Not my savings. I have started to draw on my annuity. And the reason why I'm drawing on my annuity, like I said, I'm 68 years old.
Okay.
We don't know how much longer we're going to be
Right.
here. And I also have a child which deals with a mental illness. So
Okay.
we wind up buying an additional home that she lives in.
Right.
So we actually carry all her financial responsibilities right now. So I do tap into that for that
And based on
reason.
your age, now that you're approaching 70, have you given any thoughts or considerations to required minimum distributions? Are you familiar with those?
I am not familiar with that.
Okay, so at a certain point in your mid 70s, the government will require you to start drawing down um, those assets that you save in various accounts. So we can talk a little bit more about that, but
Okay.
let's move on.
Okay.
I often hear people say that they have trouble going from a savings mentality to a spending mentality. So you save for 40 years or so, and now in retirement it's time to start spending that money. Have you experienced any of that?
I have not. I have no problem with spending.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Social Security. Have you already taken Social Security, and at what age did you take it, and why?
I started drawing my Social Security at 65. After looking at the numbers, I didn't think it would benefit me to wait until 67, 70. So I started drawing it at 65.
Okay. Now in retirement, what is a typical day like for you? Can you just kind of walk me through your daily schedule from morning till late evening, if there is such a schedule?
The one constant is I walk every morning at 5 o'clock. I get up at 4:15 and I walk at 5 with some friends. We walk 4 miles Monday through Friday. On Saturday is 6 to 7 miles. That's the only constant. But I am belong to a lot of different groups, so there's a lot of different things that goes on, and I also travel a lot. So I don't have a set schedule of things that I do.
Okay. So basically, kind of what you want to do,
Exactly.
right? What do you enjoy most about retirement?
Travel.
Travel. I've heard you say
Travel.
travel a couple times now, so
I love it. Yes.
yeah, we'll get more into that. Get into that a little bit more later. Um, have you had any major lifestyle changes? Have you
Well,
downsized? Have you moved or anything
I
like
have
that?
not moved. One of the biggest changes for me was when I got out, I was very heavy because I decided I did not want to exercise.
Hmm.
But over the past probably 2 years, I've lost 30 pounds. So that's been a major change for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you picked up any new hobbies, new skills, or new interests since you retired?
I just recently started a book club, and that has been phenomenal. And I like that. And I carry the books with me. And then once we're finished, the ladies and I, it's about 18 of us, we have a function where we come together and discuss the book, and we bring the author in because the author is local. So we
Okay.
bring her in to talk about it.
What have been any big challenges or big surprises that you've experienced, if any? Something that you might have thought was going to happen that didn't happen, or something that didn't happen that you thought was going to happen?
I thought I was going to be bored,
Hmm.
but no, that didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you wish that you would have retired sooner or later?
I think my timing was perfect.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there anything differently that you would have done to better prepare for retirement?
When I was a younger soldier, I think that the financial part of it, the investing, I would have done probably earlier on, and I would have done that differently.
Hmm.
But because I was not aware, I didn't do that. But I
Okay.
think that is key for especially people that are looking at retirement and they're coming in, and investing is it's essential for you
Okay.
to invest and save.
Now, as a federal government employee, do you think that you prepared properly for that second retirement?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was ready and I knew more about saving at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me one or two things, or however many things that you're glad that you never have to deal with again as far as work is concerned.
Hmm. The biggest thing is I like the freedom of being able to do what I want to do when I
Hmm.
want to do it.
Hmm.
The second thing is you run across different types of managers or
Hmm.
supervisors, so you don't know what you're going to get
Hmm.
from day to day. So I don't miss that aspect of who's coming in next. I
Right.
can be my own person. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how would you define retirement success? If you had to put it in a few words or sentences, what is your definition of retirement success?
Success, retirement success to me is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it and have those finances to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So that means that's successful to me because sometimes there are things you want to do, but you can't afford it.
Okay.
You know?
And then finally, what is some advice that you could give to someone that's maybe, let's say, 5 to 10 years from retirement? Just some general advice, maybe something that we haven't covered already.
Don't put off what you want to do for until retirement. look at doing those things now, because there's no guarantee that we're going to be around 5 to 10 years from now.
Mhm.
So don't put it off.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you very much for your time and all the valuable information that you share with the audience. Please like, share, and subscribe.